Thank you, Chairman Porter and members of the committee. For the record, my name is Nick Archuleta, and I'm the president of North Dakota United. On behalf of our 11,500 members, I rise today in opposition, well, I should say most of them, but there was one member here that testified on the other side, but on behalf of our 11,500 members, I rise today in opposition to House Bill 1310. North Dakota United shares Representative Kiefert's desire to keep our kids safe from harm. I've known Representative Kiefert for a very long time, and I don't doubt for a second that he is absolutely sincere in his efforts to keep children safe, and we share that. However, our members are adamant in their opposition to allowing guns in schools, except those that are under the control of well-trained school resource officers. We conducted a poll, when I say we, I mean DFM Research, in August of 2015. And that poll showed that our members supported their school district's use of school resource officers 51% to 41%, with the rest undecided. Our members opposed having teachers or other school employees with guns, and that was 72% to 21%, with the remainder undecided. We also polled the general public of North Dakota. The citizens of North Dakota are by and large in agreement with their community's teachers. In that same poll, North Dakotans were asked their views of guns in school. By a margin of 56% to 36%, with 8% undecided, North Dakotans supported armed school resource officers in schools. On the matter of having other school employees armed in schools, 62% opposed the idea, 31% supported it, and 7% were undecided. Those results are very, very clear. North Dakotans, by and large, do not want anyone other than trained law enforcement personnel with guns in their schools. At North Dakota United, we understand that this legislation is permissive and that it does not require the school districts hire someone to carry a loaded weapon in their schools. We oppose HB 1310 because we believe that local school districts already have and will continue to have the ability to contract with local law enforcement agencies to provide professional law enforcement personnel to serve as SROs in their schools, an idea supported by our members and by the public. Also missing from this legislation is any concern for the parents' wishes. The parents won't know if their children are going to school, if their children are going to school with somebody who has an armed weapon in that school. And we believe that the parents should have that right to know. Frankly, there are other avenues to increase school safety that are missing from this bill that may actually have a greater impact than armed school employees. Perhaps our state should consider, first, school safety improvement grants to remodel and reconfigure schools to make them physically safer places. They should consider school safety improvement grants to fund highly trained school resource officers in the schools that request them. They might dedicate themselves to funding and a commitment to hire more school counselors and social workers who are trained to recognize the signs of distress that those inclined to violence may exhibit. They may want to consider funding and making a commitment to make substantial and necessary investments in mental health services in North Dakota. Mr. Chairman, these four common sense proposals that I just outlined will go a long way to mitigate the chances of a catastrophic event in our schools. We all want to keep our kids safe, that's a given. But simply arming an individual and putting them in a school is a simplistic, unproven, and potentially dangerous plan to do so. For this reason, Mr. Chairman and members of the committee, I urge you to return a do not pass recommendation on HB 1310. And I would like to just say something about Sandy Hook, since it's been broached before. At Sandy Hook, there were 156 shots fired, 154 of them from a rifle, 2 from a Glock handgun. 80 of those rounds were fired in under 2 minutes. The whole event took just under 5 minutes. If that police department was across the street, they would have arrived late. We can't control every single situation. But what we can control is, I believe, making sure that our kids are safe by implementing those 4 things that I outlined and by hiring the school resource officers who are trained to do police work. School employees are not, and it's unfair to ask them to do so. With that, I'll stand for questions.
Questions for Mr. Archuleta?